Welcome to The Joyful Alchemist, the podcast where transformation meets inspiration. My name is Lynn Falconer, your guide on this journey of turning life's ordinary moments into extraordinary magic. Here we dive into personal growth, spiritual insights, and practical tools to help you unlock joy, purpose, and abundance. Whether you're seeking clarity, courage, or connection, this is your space to explore, evolve, and embrace the alchemy of joyful living. Let's ignite transformation, one powerful conversation at a time. February 2. Returning to Egypt. Moses stood before Jethro, his father-in-law, his heart set on the path ahead. "Please let me go back to Egypt. I need to see if my people are still alive," he said. Jethro, wise and understanding, nodded. "Go in peace, my son," he said. That night, the Lord spoke to Moses in Midian. "Return to Egypt, Moses. Those who wanted you dead are gone." Moses gathered his wife and sons, placing them on a donkey, and set off for Egypt. He held the staff of God firmly in his hand. As he traveled, the Lord spoke again, warning him, "When you reach Pharaoh, perform all the miracles I have given you. But know this, I will harden his heart, and he will refuse to let my people go. Tell him, Israel is my son, my firstborn. Let him go, so he may serve me. If you refuse, I will take the life of your firstborn son." A deadly encounter and Zipporah's act. That evening, as they rested at an inn, something terrifying happened. The Lord came upon Moses seeking to take his life. Quickly, Zipporah, his wife, took a sharp flint stone and circumcised their son. With determination, she pressed the bloody foreskin against Moses' feet. Her voice trembled with frustration and urgency. "You are a husband of blood to me." The Lord relented and withdrew his hand. Zipporah looked at her husband shaken. "A husband of blood? Because of this circumcision," she muttered. Moses and Aaron reunite. The Lord spoke to Aaron in the wilderness. "Go and meet your brother Moses at the mountain of God." Aaron set out immediately. When he saw Moses, he embraced him warmly. Moses shared everything, the words of the Lord, the miracles he was commanded to perform. Together they traveled to Egypt and gathered the elders of Israel. Aaron stood before them and spoke the words Moses had received from God. Then, in their sight, Moses performed the miraculous signs. The people believed. As they realized that the Lord had seen their suffering and was coming to deliver them, they bowed down and worshipped. The first confrontation with Pharaoh. With confidence, Moses and Aaron entered Pharaoh's grand court. The air was thick with incense, and the room was lined with statues of Egyptian gods. "The Lord, the God of Israel, commands you. Let his people go so they may hold a feast in the wilderness," Moses declared. Pharaoh smirked. "Who is this Lord that I should obey him? I do not know this God of yours, and I will not let Israel go." Aaron stepped forward. "The God of the Hebrews has met with us. Please let us take a 3-day journey into the wilderness to offer sacrifices to him, or he may strike us with plague or the sword." Pharaoh scoffed. "Moses, Aaron, you are distracting the people from their work. Return to your burdens." He turned to his officials. "There are too many of these Hebrews. They must not grow lazy." The burden of brickmaking increases. That same day, Pharaoh summoned the taskmasters. "No longer provide straw for the Hebrews to make bricks," he commanded. "Let them gather it themselves, but do not reduce their quota. They are idle, that's why they talk about worshipping their God. Keep them busy. Let them toil so hard they will not listen to such nonsense." The order spread. The Hebrew laborers scattered through Egypt, desperately searching for stubble to replace the straw. The taskmasters pushed them harder. "Keep up with your quotas," they demanded. When the workers failed, they were beaten. Desperate, the Hebrew overseers went before Pharaoh. "Why do you treat us this way?" they pleaded. "We are given no straw, yet we are expected to meet the same quotas. It is impossible." Pharaoh glared at them. "You are lazy. That's why you ask to worship your God. Now get back to work. No straw will be given, yet you must meet your quota." The overseers left broken in spirit. On their way they saw Moses and Aaron. Their anger burned. "The Lord judge you for what you have done," they said. "You have made us stink in Pharaoh's eyes, and now he seeks to kill us." Moses' doubt and God's assurance. Moses turned to the Lord, his heart heavy. "Lord, why have you allowed this suffering? Why did you send me? Ever since I spoke to Pharaoh, things have only gotten worse, and you have not delivered your people." The Lord answered, his voice firm, "Now you will see what I will do to Pharaoh. Because of my mighty hand, he will let them go. In fact, he will drive them out of Egypt himself." God continued, "I am the Lord. I appeared to Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob as God Almighty, but my true name, Jehovah, was not known to them. I established my covenant with them, promising them the land of Canaan. I have heard the groaning of my people, and I will remember my promise. Tell the Israelites, I am the Lord, and I will bring you out from your suffering. I will rescue you, redeem you, and make you my own. You will know that I am your God. I will bring you into the land I swore to give to Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. It will be yours. I am the Lord." Moses spoke these words to the Israelites, but they would not listen. Their spirits were crushed by slavery. God spoke again, "Go to Pharaoh and tell him to let my people go." Moses hesitated. "Even the Israelites won't listen to me. How will Pharaoh? I am not an eloquent speaker." The Lord replied, "I command you and Aaron, you will go to Pharaoh, and I will bring my people out of Egypt." God sends Moses and Aaron to Pharaoh. The Lord said to Moses, "I have made you like a god before Pharaoh, and Aaron will be your prophet. Speak all that I command you. Pharaoh's heart will be hardened, but I will multiply my wonders in Egypt. Then the Egyptians will know that I am the Lord." Moses and Aaron obeyed. At that time Moses was 80 years old, and Aaron was 83. The Lord gave them a sign. "When Pharaoh demands a miracle, tell Aaron to throw down his staff, and it will become a serpent." They went before Pharaoh. Aaron cast down his staff, and it transformed into a writhing serpent. Pharaoh called for his magicians. They too threw down their staffs, and they became serpents. But then Aaron's serpent devoured them all. Still, Pharaoh's heart was unmoved. He would not listen, just as the Lord had said. Thank you for joining me on this episode of The Joyful Alchemist, where transformation and joy collide. If today's episode inspired you, don't forget to subscribe so you never miss a moment of magic. Keep shining, keep growing, and remember, you have the power to turn the ordinary into the extraordinary. Until next time, stay joyful and keep alchemizing your dreams into reality.